The brilliance of Francis Ford Coppola, director of the highly acclaimed The Godfather trilogy, is perhaps best seen in the Godfather movie. Coppola begins the movie with a tale of tragedy. We see a soft-spoken yet distressed Italian undertaker by the name of Amerigo Bonasera. He has come to visit the formidable Don Vito Corleone on the day of his daughter's wedding, bearing unfortunate news. He explains how he is a good man who believes in his country and has raised his daughter in the American fashion, but also firmly uphold family values. He tells the Don that his daughter has been brutally beaten and disfigured by her American boyfriend and nearly raped by the boy's close friends. Bonasera sees this new world has destroyed his daughter, and that its system has failed him and his family. Disappointed with the new country, he informs his wife that he will reach out to the mob. As Bonasera continues telling his tale here in this darkly lit room, away from the festivities beyond the window, we realize he is also in the presence of the Don's sons, Vito's most trusted men, Sonny and Tom. This Italian undertaker, this assistant of death, stands timid and alone before the imposing figure of Don Corleone, bowing as he pleads to the Godfather for justice. The first scene is a good glimpse of what is to come in Francis Ford Coppola's 1972 classic hit, The Godfather, starting with a depiction of the mob boss as a powerful, intimidating figure from the old country. We are ushered into the old world, an exclusive world of men, a world of old traditions, where the currency is not money, but friendship, loyalty, and respect. Like many Italian immigrants in the beginning of the last century, Bonasera came to America to find his fortune. Now he finds it has only ruined his daughter. Immigrants like Bonasera turn to the mob because their new country fails them. If you watch any movie about crime syndicates, you will find that it is failure of society that has kept organizations like the mob both feared and necessary in their communities. Bonasera's opening scene with Don Vito shows us the old world that the Don lives in, the world Michael Corleone is about to enter, and his story begins in the new world. Hello, consiglieres. Before we go any further, if you're new here, please subscribe to help us grow our channel. Let's pause for a moment and take a good look at the start of Coppola's film. I can't help but think that it serves more as a foreshadowing of Michael's story. We will see how he leaves America, and by the end of the movie, see a body count that shows that death goes where Michael goes. But what we will look at today is how his life in the old country contrasts with the new life he is made to choose. More importantly, how this is clearly symbolized by the women in his life. Sit back and get comfortable as we explore these ideas in today's video. The Godfather is a film about a long-running criminal business headed by the Italian-American family that adheres to traditional values where family comes first. Vito Corleone, the family patriarch, must choose an heir to his enterprise. Michael is the only one of Vito's children who is truly suited for the job, as evidenced by his steady hand in the face of danger and ability to maintain a poker face before he shoots two men in the head at point-blank range, even though he initially resists intimate involvement in the organization altogether. Michael's highly desensitized view of violence, as the only World War II veteran in his family, perfectly aligns with the Corleone enterprise. However, when considering the domestic shifts brought on by the war, things get slightly more complicated. It makes sense that the general apathy toward violence would be conducive to the mob mentality. The nuclear family, which served as the foundation for Vito's business, saw a number of significant changes after the war. Women entered the workforce as a result of the country's working males being drafted, for instance, and this cultural change gave them more independence, which they understandably weren't ready to give up when their husbands and brothers came home. The Godfather doesn't fully reveal this shift in the family until Michael reaches Italy about halfway through the movie. Michael adjusts there to a traditional way of life that is remarkably different from what he is used to in New York. There he meets Apollonia, an exquisitely beautiful Sicilian country girl who captivates Michael from the moment his eyes meet hers. Before saying a word to her, Michael requests her father's permission to ask her hand in marriage. Each encounter between the two lovebirds sees Apollonia's family following behind them, clearly illustrating the cherished ways of traditional family values and duties still very much alive in Don Vito's hometown, beliefs that are fading fast in post-war America. The striking contrast between Apollonia and Michael's New York girlfriend, Kay, is the most accurate portrayal of the tremendous differences between Italy and America in The Godfather. Kay is a modern, all-American woman, sophisticated and liberated, with a job and financial independence. There is never any mention of her family, and despite Michael's warnings that it is not her place to know, she inquires about his business incessantly. In stark contrast, naive and submissive Apollonia doesn't work, can't drive a car, and requires paternal consent to marry. She represents the old-world traditions that Michael's father clings to so desperately, a clear emphasis on family and the preservation of the old-fashioned gender roles. Apollonia and Kay's differences show how drastically the definition of the nuclear family is changing in the New World, even as Vito prepares to pass the family business on to one of his sons. Near the end of Michael's time in Sicily, we see Apollonia rush to the car, eager to start driving lessons, and is killed by a car bomb intended for Michael. The modernization of Apollonia leads directly to her death. The fact that a life of crime is not compatible with the modern family is most obvious here. The mafia family needs a community to protect. It needs a sort of domestic purpose. As the family becomes more independent, it brings about an absence of purpose for all the violence, which catches the Don off guard. Michael is forced to take over the management of the business affairs due to Vito's declining health. Michael still very much presents himself as a family man after his return home from Sicily, but it doesn't take him long to understand that in the post-war era, the separation of family from business has become crucial in maintaining his criminal enterprise. And separating them is exactly what he does. By the end of the first part of Coppola's movie trilogy, Michael has managed to separate the remaining Fredo, Connie, and Kay from the business. In order to escape the repercussions of Michael's killing of rival mob members, Fredo has established a new life in Las Vegas and forged an alliance with Mo Green, a member of the Los Angeles mob. Connie is struggling with the murder of her husband, Carlo, because of his covert allegiance with the family's adversaries. The movie concludes with Michael shutting the door on Kay, who is now his wife, while they talk about work-related issues. This action creates a clear physical separation between work and family, a separation that he has chosen over close family ties. Michael has lost too much. Little does he know that by closing this door, he will lose what matters most. To see us cover more crime mobsters from the 70s, let us know in the comments, or check out our playlist. Till next time, thanks for watching.